And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. We are pleased to feature a presentation from one of our sponsored athletes. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, every year Senior Planet selects 5 older adults, age 60 and above, from across the United States to become wellness ambassadors in the sponsored athlete program. These individuals are committed to healthy living and they're here to share their personal stories and tips for reaching their wellness goals. So we are so excited to welcome Stephen Berkowitz today. At 72, he didn't always put a priority on fitness. However, after challenging himself and seeing what he could accomplish, he's put it back into focus for more than 40 years now. So Stephen has been dedicated to exercising nearly every day and showing that it doesn't take much to get started and keep going. Well, in today's session, Stephen's going to lead a body weight and isometric workout designed for any space and every body. And with that, I will pass the floor.
Nicole, thank you, Zeke, and welcome everybody early in the morning on a Saturday. I appreciate you joining me for my exercise program. As some of you may know from my last presentation or reading some of my blog posts, I do resistance training 3 days a week with weights. And there are some occasions where I don't have access to weights. I'm on vacation or I'm traveling, but I still want to work out. So I do body weights and isometrics. This program also is very useful for an older adult that's just beginning a resistance training program. Rather than picking up weights and running the risk of hurting yourself, if you build a base using body weight only, you'll be confident so that as you move along your fitness journey, you'll be able to lift weights. So what we're going to do this morning are 2 sets of 22 different exercises. I'm going to do up to 15 reps or up to 30 seconds in 4 circuits. After each circuit, we'll take a break for water. Now, the reason why I said up to 15 or up to 30 seconds is because everybody is in a different place in their fitness journey. And while I may be able to do 15, you may be able to do 7 with confidence, and your body is telling you, I don't want to do anymore. And that's fine. I have two important lessons that I've learned over the years. One is to never compete with somebody else, just compete with yourself. So if you can do 7 push-ups this week and you do it 3 days a week, in 3 weeks, if you could do 8 push-ups, you're a winner. Also, it's very important to listen to your body. Our neurological systems are very advanced. If you feel pain, stop. Discomfort is okay. A little soreness is okay, but pain, you really need to stop. So with that, we're going to begin. And please put any questions in the chat. After we do questions and answers, I'll tell you a little bit more about my fitness journey and the lessons that I've learned. So the first thing that we're going to do is a traditional squat. Now, every day we're sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up. So the squat is really an important type of training for you to do. So you need a chair. I don't want you to sit on the chair. I just want you to stand up straight, cross your arms, and just come down until you touch the chair and then come back up. Don't sit and don't bounce. So we're going to do 15 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, if you've never done squats before, you're probably feeling it in your leg. If you've done squats before, then this is just routine. But don't bounce off the chair. Just barely touch it and come back up. Next, we're going to do shoulder rolls. This is very good for loosening up your shoulders. And we're going to do them very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, another very important body weight exercise are push-ups. Now, I recognize that some people don't want to get on the floor. So an alternative to getting on the floor is to do a wall push-up. Just put your hands about a little bit more than shoulder lengths apart. And the more the incline, the more difficult it is, but just that's 1, that's 2. I'm going to get on the floor because that's what I'm accustomed to doing. And again, if you reach 10 and you need to stop, then stop. I put my hands a little bit more than shoulder width apart. Try to keep your body aligned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I try to do those very slowly, and it's always important to have, particularly if you're a beginner, to have a chair close to you so you can hang on to it if you need to. The next exercise we're going to do are leg lifts. Leg lifts are really important because what you're doing is when you lift one leg, you're using that muscle, but you're also putting weight on your other leg, which is really important. So we're going to do 15 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we'll do the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So hopefully when you're doing those, you can feel you're using each leg in a different manner. Now we're going to do chair dips. You sit in a chair, put your hands on the outer part of the chair, push yourself away from the chair so that you can dip below the chair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now back to squats. Now you may notice I've been alternating between upper body and lower body. So that way when I'm doing lower body, my upper body is taking a break. When I do upper body, my lower body is taking a break. So stand up tall, cross, squat down, just touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're going to do shoulder rolls very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I see some of you doing these and I really appreciate that. So now we're going to do push-ups again, either on the wall or on the floor. Your hands a little bit more than shoulder width apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now back to the wall for the leg lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now back to the chair for dips. Sit on the edge, put your hands on the edge of the chair, push off, and dip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's one circuit. It's time for a water break. And catch your breath if you need to.
Stephen, we have Natalie asking if shoulders should be rotated both forward and backward.
So I do them forward. It's probably good to do one set forward and one set backwards, but I was doing mine forward. But that's a good question. Doing it backwards for one of the sets would be good too. Okay, let's continue. Stand up straight, shoulders back, arms out. Some of you may remember doing these when you were in elementary school. At least I had to do them when I was in elementary school. We're going to do small circles and then large circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so shake it out. You should feel it really in the back of your neck. Stand up tall, arms back out. Now we're going to do larger circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Although I've been doing this for over 4 decades, whenever I do those, I still feel it in the back of my neck, in the lower back. Now we're going to go back to the wall and we're going to do forward and backward kicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Just like with the first set of leg marches, when you're moving one leg with range of motion, you're putting weight on the other leg. So now we're going to do standing side bend. So stand up straight, shoulders back, put your hands on your butt, and we're going to sort of look up, and we're going to run your hand down your thigh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You should feel it in your obliques and the lower part of your back when you do those. Now we're going to do what I call a seated push-up, but it's more like a seated shoulder press. Sit on the chair, hands on the side, push yourself up, and then go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You'll notice that this works your shoulders as opposed to your triceps. So now we're going to do the first isometric. I have the timer. We're going to do 30 seconds. Sit on the chair, put your left leg out, point your toes back, and we're going to hold it for 30 seconds. You should feel a stretch in your calf. It should feel pretty good, and a tightness in your thighs. And until you do isometrics, you never realize how long 30 seconds really lasts, because you start to feel it. If you need to stop, stop. If you need to press your leg, breathe, but try to hold it for the entire 30 seconds. We're down to 6 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now the other leg, straight out, toes pointed back. Feel the stretch in your calf, the tightness in your thighs. If you're listening to music, then you have something to entertain you. I usually listen to music, but if I did it here, it would interfere with you being able to hear me. 10 seconds. Very good. Back to arm circles. Stand up tall, shoulders back, arms out, small circles first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Shake it out. Really try to get your shoulder blades to touch one another. It'll help enhance the exercise. Stand up tall, shoulder blades back. We're going to do large circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You can really feel it, like I said earlier, even though I've been doing this for years. And it's really good for range of motion in your shoulders and so forth. Back to the wall. Doing our front kicks and back kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now stand up tall, put your hands right behind your buttocks, and we're going to move the hands down the thigh, trying to keep shoulders straight. So I look up and it helps me keep my shoulders in alignment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Next, we're going to do seated shoulder presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Back to the isometrics. Left leg out, toes pointed toward your face. Hold for 30 seconds, feel the stretch. Feel the tightness in your thighs. Doing isometric exercises like this has a cumulative effect. So the more you do them, the stronger your muscles become. And as I said, it's great for an older adult that's just beginning a strength training program. 5 seconds. Other leg, toes back. Feel the stretch. I do aerobic activity every day on a bike. So when I stretch my calf, it feels really good. I used to be a runner, but I gave up running when I started to feel my knees were starting to tell me that I wasn't destined to continue running. That's why I say listen to your body. It's very important. Okay, that's the second set. Time for a water break. Or that's the second circuit. Sorry about that. Time for a water break. About 43 years ago, I started my fitness journey, and I started by running. I was husky back then, and it was my birthday, January 1st, 1983. And my resolution was to get in shape. So I decided to run very slowly in a half-mile loop in my neighborhood. And I did that for 3 weeks. It was January in Virginia. It was really cold, but it felt really good. So after 3 weeks, I increased it to a mile, 2 times around the loop, but very slowly. And then every 2 weeks, I increased it by a half a mile until I was jogging 6 miles consistently. And that felt pretty good. So then I started to increase my pace. And then I started entering races. And then my wife and I decided we wanted to train for an upcoming Marine Corps marathon. And we did. And we ran the marathon together. And then I did another marathon and then another marathon. And one of the lessons I learned from that whole ordeal was, I call it go slow to go fast. And by that, I mean, take your time and build up a base. And you can apply that theory to weightlifting also. Go light to go heavy. There's no need to start lifting 50-pound weights if you've never lifted weights before. And that's why I suggested that if you're brand new and just starting a strength training program, doing body weights like we're doing today is actually an excellent way to build a base to give you confidence to move forward. Okay, let's continue. We're going to do planks and hip thrusts, and I'm going to get on the floor. But for people that don't want to get on the floor, you could do a plank against the wall, just like the push-up. Put your elbows on the wall, your hands on the wall, and just you can change the angle if you want to make it more difficult. And for the hip thrusts, you could do that on the wall too. Just pull your leg back and hold it for a count of 10. I'm going to do 15 hip thrusts, but if you do each leg for a count of 10, you get the same general benefit. So I'm going to do the plank for 30 seconds. Most people have a goal of being able to do up to 60 minutes. I'm sorry, 60 seconds for a plank. And that's an achievable goal if you build a base. But for purposes of today, we're just going to do 30 seconds. And as I said earlier, if 30 seconds is making your body rebel, you can stop at any time up to 30 seconds. And if you feel any pain, definitely stop. Sometimes to pass the time, I turn my head to the left and then to the right to just get a stretch in the neck. And it helps me pass the time and ignore any pains I might feel. Three seconds. Okay, very good. Planks are really great for your core. They build upper body strength as well as in your stomach area. So now we're going to do hip thrusts. So gently lay back on the floor, bend your knees, bring your hips up, and then we're just going to thrust them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hip thrusts are very good for your lower back, your hips, and your thighs. So next we're going to do what I call palm presses and palm pulls. And we're going to hold it for 30 seconds. And the way we do this, interlock your hands and try to have your arms perpendicular to the floor, and you're going to push into your palms. That's the palm press. The palm pull is pulling against that same, holding your palms this way, but pulling against it. So we're going to hold it for 30 seconds. First, we'll do the palm press. You should be able to feel this in your shoulders, your upper chest area, your biceps. So now we're going to do the palm pull. Now you're pulling against one another. You'll feel this in your shoulders for sure, your outer arms. Very good. While doing those, if your arms start to move, that just means there's tension, and the tension actually is good. It's not a bad sign. Next, we're going to do side leg raises. So go to the wall, and we're just going to stand up tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A great exercise for your hips, and just like all the other leg work, when you're moving one leg, the other leg is you're putting weight bearing on the other leg, and that's really good for you. So now we're going to do the plank again for 30 seconds. Either on the floor or on the wall. Ten seconds. Gently roll on your back. Put your head down gently. Bring your hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're going to do the palm presses. Push into your palms. Now the palm pull. Back to the wall. We're going to do side leg raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the end of the third circuit. Time for a water break. I mentioned these two lessons learned, but it's worth reiterating. For me, it's really important to not compete with other people because everybody is at a different level in their journey. And if you try to compete with other people, you really do run the risk of hurting yourself, particularly if you're an older adult. If you go to the gym, sometimes it could be intimidating when you see people lifting 50 and 60 pound free weights. That's not for me. And so in my mind, rather than competing with someone else, just compete with yourself. So as I said earlier, if today you can do 10 squats, and if you do that three times a week for 2 or 3 weeks, and then you can do 11 squats, well, you're a winner. You're competing with yourself and you're doing better in the future than you are today. And I think that's really important to ensure, particularly as an older adult, that we don't injure ourselves. I Senior Planet posted my 4 lessons in 4 decades article on Facebook, and someone commented that it was ageism. And I really don't agree that it's ageism when you're suggesting that somebody try to build a base before they advance to something more strenuous. Anyway, on to the 4th circuit. So this next exercise, it's a wall sit. It's probably the most difficult, which is why I saved it to last. At least it's difficult for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our back against the wall, have a chair close by in case you need it for support. And we're going to be sitting down, supporting ourselves with the wall and our hands on our thighs. And after about 10 seconds, you might begin to feel a little burning sensation. And that's okay as long as it's not a pain. If it's a pain, then stop. Because this does use your knees as well as your thighs. You can squeeze your thighs a little bit. I sometimes squeeze them to pass the time. And I'm talking right now to pass the time, so we're already down to 3 seconds. So as I said, that's one of the more challenging exercises for me. Next, we're going to do a standing row. So stand up tall, your arms out at about a 45-degree angle, and we're going to simulate rowing a boat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Really try to get your shoulders moving when you do those. Next, we're going to do calf raises. We're just going to stand on our tiptoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The next exercise is going to be an isometric exercise. We're going to put our hands, just reach as far as you can, pushing your hands into one another. I don't know if you can see my hands, but just you're pushing it into one another. We're going to hold that for 30 seconds. You'll feel this in your shoulders, in your rib cage. Next, we're going to do what people refer to as a sumo squat. So have your legs a little bit further apart than shoulder, stand up straight, and slowly go do a squat. You'll feel this on your inner thighs. Do it very slowly so you don't pull anything. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now stand up straight, make a fist, and then curl slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is very good for your wrist strength and your forearm strength. It's sort of akin to squeezing a tennis ball. During my last presentation, I was squeezing a tennis ball to get the same effect. Now we're going to go back to the wall sit. And breathe. Squeeze your thighs if you have to. Sing a song to yourself. Think of something pleasant. Anything to pass the time. As I said, this is one of the more challenging for me. I can generally feel it after about 15 seconds. Down to 7 seconds off. Glad that's over with. Now stand up tall. We're going to do a standing row. Put your arms out 45 degrees. When you come up, pull your shoulders together. 1, like you're trying to get your shoulder blades to touch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now back to the wall. We're going to do calf raises. Just stand on your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're going to do the overhead reach for 30 seconds. Hands up as high as you can get, palms together. Push the palms into one another. If you can't push your palms into one another, just raise your arms as high as you can and try to get as close as you can to each palm. Okay, back to the sumo squat. Feet further than shoulder apart. Stand up tall, cross, go down, do it very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now stand up tall, make a fist, and curl slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the fourth circuit. That's the end of our exercises. I hope you enjoyed it. I've watched some of you doing these, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do these exercises with me. That's what makes it so exciting. So I think we have 10 minutes for questions. Zeke and Nicole, do we have any questions that I
We
might be
have a
able to
couple,
answer?
yes. Absolutely. That was great. First of all, just want to let you know you have a lot of compliments in the chat. People are saying thank you very much for the great workout. You're amazing. A couple of people's first time here. Donna's saying fabulous. I travel frequently. These are excellent portable exercises and such. So
The traveling piece is really important because when you travel, you don't always have access to weights, but you sort of want to get that endorphin buzz. So doing something like this will help, and it will help you maintain if you're traveling for an extended period of time. And thank you, everybody.
absolutely.
I appreciate your warm comments.
Steve asked, do you still run at all now?
No, I don't. So what happened was I used to run distance running. I mean, I would doing 9 or 10 hours a day, 9 or 10 hours, 9 or 10 miles a day. And I started feeling in my calf that my calf was rebelling. And then I started feeling in my knees that it was rebelling. And I said to myself, you know, one of my key lessons learned is to listen to your body. And I said, I better listen to my body. It's trying to tell me that it's time to do something different. So no, I don't run anymore, but I do an elliptical or a bike. And I do it religiously every day because I'm really into trying to improve and maintain cardiovascular health. So I woke up early this morning, for example, so that I could do 60 minutes on the bike before doing this.
Outstanding.
I'm a fanatic. My wife says I'm a fanatic, but I'm a fanatic when it comes to doing my aerobics. Oh, and I love to eat. That's the thing. I love to eat, so I have to burn the calories.
All right. Let's see. One of the other questions we have is what's one of the exercises? What is the difference between palm press and palm pull? Is it the grip or is it you pull your
Oh,
arms more
I'm
forward
sorry.
for
It's
pulls?
where you're putting the pressure. So this is the palm hold. If you push against your palms, try to push one palm into another palm, That's a palm press. And now try to pull your palms away from one another, but keeping your fingers interlocked. That's the pull. So if you press, you'll feel it in one part of your chest and your shoulders. If you pull, you'll feel it in another part of your chest and your shoulder. I'm sorry that wasn't clear.
No worries. Well, thank you for clearing it up. Donna has a question that says, what resources did you use to develop your routine?
That's an excellent question. So I rely on publications from the National Institute on Aging, the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, and Harvard Medical School for determining peer-reviewed type exercises for older adults. There are exercises for older adults, and you could go to the National Institute on Aging website, nia.gov, and they have publications and videos of different exercises for older adults. But that's what I pattern what I do on. And I'm not suggesting that this is the gold standard or this will work for everybody, because everybody is different, but this really works for me. I think it would work for most people on the call. But sometimes, do some, look at different options for different things that you can do. One of the keys is you just do something. You know,
Yep. Suzanne is asking, would you recommend adding some walking to this workout? If so, would you walk before or after the exercises?
so I do my aerobics before I do strength training. And I think the answer is yes, walking it is great. When some of you that might have attended my last training session when I was using weights, I did a farmer's carry where I actually was walking with weights. It sort of simulates carrying groceries. I said I love to eat, right? So it means I have to shop for food. But carrying weights in your hands and walking, 100 steps for me is good. But if you want to walk outside for a couple miles, I would do the walk and then do the weight training or the strength training.
Okay. Let's see. We have a question from Diane that says, do you do any warm up before these exercises? And with that being said, in the chat, I do want to highlight that Maddie said, I did 60 minutes on my bike before this class too. So
Yeah, so
impressive.
I did the bike before I started this. When I do weight training, I do some warm-ups to get my muscles ready. But in some respects, when you're doing, this is just my personal opinion, I don't know if it's backed up by science or not, but when I do body weights, the body weight exercises, in a sense, is like a warm-up for doing weight training. So that's why I didn't do a warm-up, because in my mind, what we were doing by doing body weights was actually warming up the muscles. It wasn't putting as much stress on the muscles or the bones. So I didn't do a warm-up. If you talk to an expert in the field, they would probably say you should always warm up.
Fair, very fair. All right, let's see here. In the chat, Carla says, welcome, Stephen. I really liked this. Is a chair plank as effective as a floor or wall plank?
So I think that depending on where you are in your fitness journey, all three can be effective. I think the goal, if you want to have a long-term goal, it should be to be able to do a floor plank, because the floor plank is a little bit more difficult than a wall plank. A chair plank is in between the wall and the floor. So I would say you can graduate from wall to chair to floor. And if you do the floor plank, just like with the floor push-ups, if you're uncomfortable or concerned about being able to get back up, just have a chair close at hand. It's actually, as I mentioned during my last training session, it's actually good to get on the floor and practice getting up, because as we get older, getting up from the floor can be more challenging. So if you practice doing that, getting on the floor with a chair, getting yourself back up with a chair, eventually being able to get yourself back up without a chair, there's benefits to doing that.
Outstanding. Let's see. We have just a couple more. Steve asked, do you recommend any sort of diet?
Yeah, I really, I read a lot of nutrition publications. And one of the things that is becoming more apparent for older adults that engage in physical activity is our need for more protein than the recommended daily allowance. Because as everybody on this call knows, we lose muscle mass with time and you lose power with time. And if you want to maintain or even build muscle mass, you really need to increase your intake of protein. And I eat a lot of salmon. Um, I actually make my own protein bars.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
And I do that because commercially available protein bars have either too much sugar or too much fat. And I'm always trying to minimize, you need some fat there definitely, but I try to minimize the amount of added sugar and minimize the amount of fat in my diet.
Yep.
So I found that making my own protein bars was beneficial.
All right. Well, we're running out of time. We're going to take time for we're going to go over a little bit. Um, Last question. Unfortunately, we can't answer everyone's, but Amy asked, can we do this routine daily?
I would do it every other day if you're just beginning, because you want to give your muscles an opportunity to recover. Usually what happens if you stress your muscles, you create little micro tears in your muscle. So give them a day to begin to heal. And that's what helps build strength as well as muscle mass. So I wouldn't do this routine every day. I would do it every other day. And then on the day you're not doing this, I would do a stretching routine where you're stretching various parts of your body. So for today, we exercised every one of our major muscle groups. So tomorrow, you might want to stretch every one of your major muscle groups. And
Outstanding.
as far as questions that you weren't able to answer, I just want to mention that Senior Planet has um, a number of communities, and one of the communities is fitness enthusiast. And you can pose any question you want there. And I blog on that community as well as the Healthy Brain community, the Money Matters community, and the AI community.
Fantastic.
And you can pose questions there and they'll get answered. In addition, in the Healthy Aging blog, where the articles are posted, if you make comments, I'll see those comments and I can respond to any questions that didn't get answered today.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Stephen. We all appreciate you sharing your time with us today. A lot of people in the chat are hoping you'll come back and join us again in the future. I want to say thanks to all of you that showed up today and supported Stephen. We had at one point over 200 people. Fantastic. Our chat is being saved. We'll forward those to Stephen here later. Thank you to Nicole, our host, and thanks to all of you. If you want to hang out with us for the rest of the day, in a half hour, we do have digital lectures starting with your buddy, yours truly, Zeke. I hope to see you there. And if I don't, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks to Stephen.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Nicole.
everybody. I
Thanks to
appreciate you
all of you.
attending.
All right, y'all. We're shutting it down in 5 seconds. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye, MY. Bye, y'all.